Continue to cover her. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
All right, you guys. So listen, people are saying these kids need to go to jail, not juvie, because if you act like an adult, then you get treated like one. But today I just want to come and provide an update about the mom because she made a post that actually paints a picture far beyond this incident of them jumping her, and it's far more disturbing than anyone knew. So according to her own detailed post, her family has been terrorized for months. Vandalism, harassment, fires, attempted break-ins, stalking, bullying, and destruction of property. So let's take a look at what she wrote. She tagged her GoFundMe. She also said all those other GoFundMes are fake. Please report. Please go get all your funds back. She said, I appreciate all the messages and kind words you guys have for me. Please stop making false stories. No one gave me a car. She says, I'm working on that, but for now, please stop listening to the false narratives about me. Me and my children are still healing from this horrific tragedy that happened Monday. She says right now, I'm looking for counseling for my 2 children. She says my kids wake up out of their sleep at least 4 times a night, crying and screaming my name. This is so sad. She said, I really want to get my kids some help. I've been 6 days, no sleep. Those kids wasn't just bullying in school. They also threw bricks at my window, my kids' window. She said they kicked and got anything that was at sight to throw at her doors back in April. And in May, she said they started a fire just so her apartment would be damaged by the water the firemen used. She goes on to say they lived above me on the 2nd floor. They were squatters, so they had the whole 2nd floor to themselves. So they didn't have a problem with setting one side of their apartment on fire because they had a whole nother apartment right next to the one that they set on fire. She said they would take all the mail out of her mailbox and burn it as soon as management moved her out of the damaged apartment, which wasn't far from the first apartment that got burned down. Then she says they started coming towards the new apartment, causing more hell and bullying her son. And she stopped her children from going outside. They flattened her daughter and son's bike. They ruined her son's electric scooter. And she says they just started back bullying her children, but this is the first time they ever attacked us. She said they tried attacking us the weekend before Monday when school started back. She said they seen her and her kids walking home from the store, and it was about 15 to 20 of them. They tried attacking my son. And then she says that there were about 8 kids that were by her burglar gate trying to swing on her through the door. And she says that the gate doesn't have any glass at the top. And that she had been asking management, I guess, to replace this and to fix it with basically no response from them. She then goes on to detail that she has mail that comes through the slot of her front door. So the kids, well, I don't even know if I want to call these kids, these heathens, took advantage of that and threw firecrackers through her mail slot into her apartment. It also says they used to invade my privacy in my home because when you look up through that slot, you can see my upstairs. It would be times when I took my baby out the tub and they seen her naked. Long story short, she said, I just want to thank all the people who reached out to me that helped me get a press conference with the school, the people that was at the school bright and early. I want to thank y'all for the prayers and kindness and kindful words. She says, yes, I see y'all posts. I see y'all's messages. I see everything. Thank you all for the support. I love you all. I also love and care for the people who had harsh things to say about me. I still love and care for all of you. And she added a PSA. She said, I thank you all for your kind words and uplifting me and my kids, and to the adults saying, it couldn't be me. I would have beat them kids behind. She said, mine, y'all. I had just got out the hospital for my sickle cell. My hemoglobin was at a 3. They gave me 3 blood transfusions and got strong medication through my IV. My body was drained. She said she did what was best, and that was being a shield over her children, because she says, I'll die when it comes to mines. So everything she wrote clearly paints an extended picture. Like this, them jumping her, that was really the breaking point of something that had been going on, which sounds like for months, as she said, fires, vandalism. They're throwing firecrackers through her apartment mail slot, group intimidation, actively trying to physically harm her and her children. This is a whole culmination of unchecked violence. And like people are saying, these kids need to be held accountable.
So the plot thickens. Come to find out, the lady who was in the video with the little girl that was apologizing, that's not her real mama. Her mama was actually sitting back in the cut being quiet. Still not taking no damn accountability.
I really don't like the fact that I really got to get up here and explain myself to y'all, but y'all seem confused, and I don't do the confusion. Yes, I was there. Yes, I was there. Did I touch that lady? No, I did not touch that lady. Did I touch her kids? No, I did not touch her kids. Talking about why you let your niece fight that lady and her kids? Mind your business. I'm not her CEO, and I'm not her mama. And another thing, I just sat there and minded my business.
It ain't shit you gotta explain because it's all there, babes. She goes on to jokingly say how she was an innocent bystander and she doesn't believe in violence. You literally watched the violence happen. Your niece is literally a part of the violence, and you're not her CEO, you're not her mama. I don't give a damn if this is your brother's child, sister's child, whoever's fucking child. You mean to tell me that you cannot reprimand your niece when you know that she's doing dead ass wrong? Or do you really not know? Because it seems to be that you are very ignorant, that you're very remedial, and that you take this shit lightly. See, this could have ended up being a very expensive weekend for you and your entire family. But thank goodness that mother that God sent was only concerned about protecting her children instead of harming y'all's. But we wondering why the children are behaving like this. Look at what the fuck they come from. Look at the stock that they come from. That's girl's auntie. Look at where she come from.
So as we can see, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. But in regards to all of the claims that the mom put out, this whole situation, it's just not only tragic, but it's also dangerous, because someone could have been unalived long before this video ever surfaced. The stuff that these kids were doing to her, just depending on who you do it to, it might not turn out the same way. What happened to this woman and her children is downright unacceptable. And the fact that it went on this long is crazy. No family should ever have to be terrorized at home. Kids should be able to go to sleep peacefully. And as a mother, she shouldn't have to continue to beg for help and safety and continually be ignored. This, as she detailed, was months of terrorizing, neglect, trauma, and thank goodness it finally came to light. So drop down in the comments, you guys. Let me know your thoughts about all of this. If you want updates on this story, or if more details come out, I'll be sure to let you know. But in the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment below, let me know your thoughts. And as always, I thank you all for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you in the next video.